All right. Hi, everybody. Who's here so far? There's Maggie. All right, let's share what you've been noticing today. Any updates? Updates from the inquiry you've done, if you have them. Sometimes that's kind of sweet to hear, for sure. And what you're noticing about your thoughts, where we're going to go with this inquiry. All right. Questions, too, are always okay. So, Maggie, how about if you start today?
Okay, are you ready? No. No, I noticed today that, I was catching up on videos. I don't like to post a video unless I'm caught up. And I know other people have commented, and I know it's just a silly thing. So I haven't been posting videos at all, but I realized I've also been slacking a bit. Not that there's any rule about how much work I have to do or whatever, but I think I've been falling into using that as an excuse maybe. And so I appreciate, I don't know when, but you posted a video at some point that I watched today, and you said, some people notice that they, may fall back a little bit or whatever. And I was like, yep, I'm doing that. So here I am, I'm present right now in this moment.
Yes.
And I get to do it again. So
Yes. Yes. I think that's important. You have these things that happen kind of in a collective, the story of the world, a collective sense of what's happening. And even if you're feeling a lot calmer, like the wave that we're writing about food or eating or whatever it is, depending on where you are about it or what's left, as Katie says, what's left can get churned up for sure. That's why all the memes are coming. A few people have sent, oh, have you seen this meme? And they're sending me memes about people eating at home. And I'm like, oh, right, that's so fun. But, and some of them are like, oh.
Yeah.
So, but why they're there is because it's a collective experience of change and uncertainty, like some have mentioned,
Yeah.
And if food is a thing, then it's just available, I suppose.
Yes. And I noticed this week, I moved my computer into my kitchen because it has a really nice light coming through the window. It's just been gorgeous a couple days this week. So I moved my computer there because I love the light, and I'm like, I'm working in my kitchen this week. That's probably the biggest opportunity for growth is working in my kitchen.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah.
It's been something.
Yes.
Yeah, I can relate to those memes that you're seeing.
Yeah. 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 All right. Thank you, Maggie.
Thank you.
Yeah. Dee, how about you?
How about me? I just came back from work, so I'm a little bit, I don't know where I am in my thinking. I have this thought that I suddenly at work, where it wasn't unexpected, but very busy. And part of me is jealous of people that are home.
I want a vacation too. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and it just kind of feels a little bit, I feel like I have some kind of somebody might judge me that I'm working feeling instead of staying home. But
No.
so yeah, so there's this kind of like trying to be low profile, not be noticed, quiet, but in the hallways I'm kind of like sneaky.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Good thing to notice. All right, Teresa, how about you?
Um, Doing some work today on family of origin stuff, which has been interesting just to explore and sit with, and um, more the thought of I am not enough. This is not enough. This moment, I need more. Those thoughts coming up. And when I was listening to your Marco Polo from today, kind of you said something about your emergency plan, and I thought, emergency. Okay. So there was just something about what I noticed all day today was just this, I am not hungry, I am full. My body is full, but there's this draw towards food. And so, like, being aware, like Donnie was saying, like the full awareness, not waking up after the fact, but full awareness that I am not hungry, but there is this draw. There's something either screaming at me, or there's something in me saying, I want more, I need more. And so I thought, that could be an emergency. Like, that could be an emergency, that I am full and something is like I'm being drawn towards food. So what is my emergency plan? So I kind of just sat with that for a while, and invited my compassionate advisor, and just kind of thought, I need the thought of sit down or time out sounds so harsh to me, and so like punishing, right? And so I thought I just need, instead of a sit down, I need a, oh, come here, sweetie. What is it? What is it that in you that thinks you, or this wants more? What is it? And so it was really cool to just, okay, I think for now my emergency plan is going to be, I'm going to go sit, and I'm going to, if I can, talk. If I can separate myself from people and just kind of talk it out, or feel it out. If I can't talk, then I will just internally, okay, what am I feeling? What color is it? All of these things. And so for now, I have an emergency plan, which I'm kind of excited about.
So fun. Awesome. I heard somebody once say they could whistle. Remember, I think we said that at the beginning here, because somebody else told me that they did that. You can start humming, singing it, because then if other people are around, so that they don't really know that you're just saying your thoughts, your stressful thoughts out loud. Maybe that works. Maybe they still think you're crazy. But yeah, it really is. It does something, to the system. And to sit down. Sometimes you could start practicing before you even get the feeling. That's what they do with first aid practice, right? So I'm going to put a little bell on my, or just 3 times today, I'm going to go sit on the couch just for like 1 minute. People might say, what are you doing, Mom? Or whatever. Like, just sitting on the couch for a minute,
Yeah. Yeah. I did do that this evening. We went for a walk, and then I came back and just sat. And I read somewhere in a book that I think it was Pema Chodron that said it takes 90 seconds for a full emotion for you to feel it. And so I was sitting, and sure enough, here comes my husband looking for me. What are you doing? And exactly what
took 90 seconds.
I'm just sitting.
That's so cute. I don't know. That's great. I love you brought that up. Yeah. I also love the word emergency. It's got urgency in it, and urge, emergent. Something needs to come out. Like if something's emerging from the back room, it's coming out, and that can be not so scary.
Right. True.
Yeah. All right, May.
Hey everyone.
Hello.
I have some really cool insights to share from some inquiry I've been doing. The belief was my stomach is too fat to be attractive. But before I mention that, I just want to put it out there that, like, as I sit with you all, I'm feeling a little bit more calm. Although, as I should say this now, my heart's beating faster. But there's like a very little part of myself present now, and she's very scared and upset. I reconnected with my maybe ex, maybe not partner on Sunday, and he said he would reach out to me in a few days to let me know like how he wanted to proceed with the relationship. And I told him if I didn't hear from him in 5 days that I would text him to see how he's doing. And it's been 4 days and I haven't heard anything, and it's just bringing up a lot of upset and disappointment. And yeah, so I just wanted to say that feels good to share. So as far as the belly thing, what I found in my inquiry, I have some notes, is that what makes a woman attractive is nothing about the body. It's a willingness to enjoy her body. It isn't the shape. And this attractiveness, this hotness, whatever you want to call it, comes from the inside. And that we really are here to learn to unconditionally love ourselves. And I also learned that hating my belly has served me as a mechanism to block pain, so that I don't try new things, so that I don't do things that I'm not familiar with. It's like, oh, well, I would date that person, but my belly's too fat, like they wouldn't find it attractive. Or, well, I'd really like to do that dance or that physical activity, but oh, my belly's too fat, so like I'm not ready to show up to that yoga class till I get in shape before the yoga class. All of it. And I learned that it's the just right belly because it's the one that I have. And exactly what I was doing to protect myself is what I'd be doing if I wanted to really hurt myself. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Awesome to find. Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah, for sharing. Okay, Abby.
Yeah, I like that, the duality between protecting and hurting oneself. It's like that struck a chord there. For me today, I don't know. I was trying to think about what has been going on, and I feel like there's just this general sense in me of that there's something wrong. Like there's something wrong. I think that I'm finding myself at such war with my reality, in so many different ways. And I think that I'm constantly in every moment going, there's something wrong, there's something wrong, there's something wrong with my thinking, there's something wrong with how I'm feeling, there's something wrong with what that person's doing, and then there's something wrong with how I'm thinking about what that person's doing. It's just this over like an umbrella. I think that's kind of the general sense that I've been getting, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's really funny. I was doing the work with some person today, speaking about being upset, or I can't remember exactly the emotion, but upset that they were anxious. Like we all have done that here. I'm anxious about being anxious. And they didn't really have a reason to be, was their thought. And in the inquiry, and in part of the conversation, inquiry was, just being alive, when the mind thinks about it, like just being born and here on planet Earth is very uncertain. I mean, like you don't know when you're going to die. Something could happen any minute. Like you're only here temporarily and we don't really get what's going on. It's like you look around like, no idea what's happening. You know, it's really strange. It's strange. Like, what is this even? And so I just thought of that when you were speaking.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, you're kind of right. You know, there's something wrong with this, or like, what is that? What is that? I don't get this. I don't get that. You know, that there's sort of a something about that that's makes sense, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, even to be thinking that, I suppose, would be the inquiry on top of that that just occurs to me in the moment. Good to notice. Like, here I am thinking there's something wrong with everything, and gosh, you know, it's a weird world.
Yeah, and if I could jump to that and be laughing about it, then
Right.
it would be like so much, because yeah, it is freaking weird. It's weird as hell. So, you know, there's like an awe in it when I hear it coming from you, like an, oh, this is freaking weird. And out of that like heavy mindset that's so rigid and so like confining of just this, it's not just weird, it's like it's not right, it's wrong, you know, it's like there's a lightness to being like, it's just weird, you know. And so I kind of like I appreciate you saying what you just said, because it made me jump into that a little bit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you. Maybe that's what we can look at today is if anybody has had sort of something that they really notice, wow, I'd love to look at that moment. You know, I do want to share, just because since a few people have said on Marco Polo and sent some messages or shared on Slack, just really watching the disturbance that happens within, and you know, disturbing, any kind of a feeling that's disturbing, coming from thoughts, and you might not even know exactly what you're thinking. Like, happens sometimes. Like, I don't even want to. What am I upset by? What am I upset by? What's bothering me? You know, but just that it's kind of since it's in the news, since it's out there. Whether sometimes it's like that anyway, even if this wasn't this virus thing going on. And just to notice that it's a very, I don't know, I sometimes think of it as very original from early, let's put it that way, to eat for survival. You know, eating happens right when the minute you're born, right? So eating happens before you ever eat off balance. There is eating, unlike some other things that we do. Maybe thinking happens before we think off balance. Anyway, just a little quick thing. It's like, oh, if I feel that craving, I know there's lots of information in some ways, and studies and angles on coming in at what eating is going on with eating around in this whole eating piece process. It's my response to disturbance. You know, it calms you down, getting back on the ground, away from the head, or just kind of having a lot of compassion for yourself, if that's how you've been feeling. It's not that abnormal, or however you want to label it. So we could say there's something wrong with, and fill in the blank. You know, I don't like whatever it is that I haven't heard from my boyfriend yet, or that I'm in the halls at work, or whatever you've shared, or if there's another different thing that appears, just one moment. It can even say with my eating, it's totally fine to do that. Find your situation in that moment. Even though we've had that thought, there's something wrong with my eating, that is not happening every minute of every hour of every day.
We're working the thought there's something wrong.
Yeah, there's something wrong with, and you can fill in the blank to make it
Yeah.
more specific. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not hearing back from my boyfriend.
yeah, yeah, a good one. Yeah.
My mind goes, he's not even my boyfriend anymore.
Right. Right. Yes. Yeah. So there's something wrong. And if you have a with, just so that we just so that we land on one and find your situation, watching where's your proof? How do you know there's something wrong? Mm. Whether it's very, very mild or big. Something wrong with that situation, in that situation. Okay. So, in your situation, there is something wrong. And even with the specific thing, something wrong, if that one fits for you. Is that true? And can you absolutely know it if you said yes? Can you absolutely know that that's true? So notice what your answer is. If you feel like you want to share it, you can. So, what happens when you think it? There's something wrong. See that situation, in that situation that you're seeing. What happens? How do you react when you think there's something wrong with that? Okay, let's hear from you. So, May, how about you?
Yeah, I was just typing it in chat, but I'm happy to share. I expect the worst in the future, and I'm anxious, not present with what I'm doing. I kind of devalue my life, and I feel like I'm waiting for something. And there's like a body arousal every time I get a text message, and I real quick go to check it. I'm scared.
Hmm. Abby, how about you? And you can even say what there's something wrong if there's more to the sentence.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I had a little trouble finding it because it's been such like an overwhelming
Mm,
thing. But I kind of brought it back because today I've been hyper focused on body and appearance and body image. So I was there's something wrong with my body.
mm-hmm.
Um I was gonna go with appearance, but it didn't feel right. So with my body, and it's ultimately I think with my body size or shape or and when I believe that, I'm very uncomfortable, extremely uncomfortable, and I'm like hyper focused on areas that don't feel right to me. Um, and I feel like I can't be. It comes back to I can't stand being in myself. I can't stand being in my body, and I go to the past. I go to the past and think about how different I am from last year and what did I do? You know, it goes into self-recrimination, and then I go into the future. I'm always going to feel like this. So yeah, I'm really uncomfortable and discouraged and very familiar.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. Right. Maggie, how about you?
Okay. There's something wrong with me eating a bag of Cheetos, but I don't mean like a snack size. I mean like a lot of Cheetos.
Mm.
And it's a food that I like totally avoided for so long because of the ingredients and the, and also it's so salty, like, it just makes me feel dried out and just, so it's something that was on my do not eat list, kind of like a mental do not eat list. And all of a sudden I'm eating these things. Um,
Mm.
there's more of us in the house. There's different foods now. And so anyway, where I go is totally helpless, ready to just go, this isn't for me. I just can't do it. I'm just always going to eat everything and never going to stop. Throwing in the towel, hating how I feel, like a place of just like wanting to just cry and go, what is wrong with me?
Mm.
Just feeling so much
Mm.
self-doubt and self-deprecation. Yeah.
It sounds like it's just something to notice. You'll know the full answer, but it sounds like it's actually still on the do not eat list.
Yes. Yeah, because I can't have just one or two for
Yeah.
a taste. I've got to go for like, for
Yeah.
as much as I can.
Yeah. Which is really interesting. It's just good to watch. It's like
Yeah.
rules about this. One or two would have been okay, but see, it's
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so I'll say it this way, like just that there was a compulsion, like,
Yeah. Absolutely.
that magnetism.
Yes.
So yeah, that's definitely,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. No, powerful. Good to notice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, Teresa, how about you? You can say there's something wrong with if there's a whatever
So I'm doing there's something wrong with my life.
Mm.
And when I think or believe that thought, I want more. That's where the more I crave something more. If there's something wrong, then I have to fix it. I have to change it. I want something different. It's like I don't know what I don't know. I don't know what to do or what I'm supposed to be or how I'm supposed to behave or if there's something wrong with my life. It's really so sad because I have a great life.
Mm.
And so if I'm believing this thought, then I'm missing out on my great life.
Mm. Mm. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. All right. Dee, how about you?
So there's something wrong with going to work. And so when I believe the thought, I feel conflicted when I'm getting ready for work and at work. do I go, do I go or don't I go? And then I decide to go. And then when I'm there, how long should I be there for? And I feel like I have to justify myself to others. So in my mind, I'm rehearsing, what I would say if somebody confronted me about it. So there's all these justifications coming up that's keeping my mind like in some kind of movie, that I'm talking to people all day. And it's just uncomfortable to feel like somebody would be offended or disapprove of it. And so then there's a little child in me that keeps hiding, that wants to hide, and trying to make sure that if I leave my office, nobody's in the hallways, and if I, like just it's just like a sneaky but feeling, and so much for for nothing. Like it's all in my head. Yeah. But yeah, at least I have no evidence that it's not. It's just a lot of mental work.
Yeah. That's a great one, because it's like, I think there's something, but even more, I think they think something's wrong. Going to work. Yeah. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Good one. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Heidi.
Hi.
Hi.
So I have, I started one that was very political. And then when Abby was talking, I realized I have one about my body too, but I don't know which one.
Maybe you can kind of hold them both at the same time to see what happens. But I'd say narrow in on one. What happens? Yeah.
So, I mean, the one that I wrote down, that it was started writing about, was political, so that one is there's something wrong when I see Trump's favorability numbers go up. And and what I get to is that I feel like the world is spiraling out of control, and I sort of like see like the end of life as we know it, because
yeah, here we go. Yes.
And then I have all the evidence.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. It's good. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. And then the body one that I did, that I know I feel guilty for not working on it almost here, is that like I have noticed that since I've been home, I haven't been snacking at all, much less evening snacking than usual. I don't know if it's because I'm sleeping longer or I'm just feeling like in a different rhythm where I have less stress. I have more stress than others, but less stress, and I said, well, I should be losing weight if I'm snacking less, and I'm not. So there's something wrong that I don't lose weight. Like here I am, like eating a very rhythmic diet. Like I'm just eating very rhythmically, and I don't lose weight. So something's wrong.
Yeah, it's a good one. Yeah. Both. Thank you. All right. Jess, able to share? Unmute you.
Mute my audio. There it is. Hi. So I was a little bit late, and I think what we're saying is there's something wrong with.
Yes, fill in the blank. And we've had,
doors shut.
There's something wrong with me eating that thing. There's something wrong with my stomach. There's something wrong with my other stuff too.
Yes and yes. Also yes, all those things. But what's been up in my mind lately is my son and his weight and his body and what's happening with him. And it's been high stakes, all or nothing, I broke his bike the other day and had I didn't break his bike. I thought I broke his bike. Complete meltdown because that bike ride was going to be the thing that fixes everything. Like everything is just really hot regarding food and eating and his activity, his body, So I hate this sentence. I was trying to form it into something that was less, or something wrong with my son. But there's something wrong with James's relationship with food, and it's my fault. That was my sentence.
Yeah.
Can't seem to boil it down. I taught him this. It's me, blah, 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 blah.
Well, that's good to notice it's in the reaction. I'd say hold it, make it so simple. It's something wrong with my son, his weight, something wrong with my son's weight. And right in there will be the thought as you react to that is, it's my fault. How do you treat yourself when you think it?
Right.
Because they're kind of two separate. So you'd almost have to take it's my fault through separately. But, just good to notice that it's there. We like some of these ones are Velcroed. And it's my fault. It's Velcroed on that. Okay, so thank you. All right. And everybody just notice where the images, where your mind travels when you're believing there's something wrong with this. Into the future. And maybe the past towards yourself.
Could I share something?
Yeah.
I just had something so weird come up. So my thought is there's something wrong that my boyfriend hasn't contacted me yet. And when you said to go back in the past and notice, I saw this image of myself. I couldn't have been older than 6 years old, and I was at a seashell shop at the beach with my brothers, and I stole some seashells. I took them in my hand and put them in my pocket, and it wasn't until we were a few blocks away that my brothers both confronted me and were like, open your pockets, like we know. And I like freaked out. And so what I'm seeing is like, I'm actually, it's kind of hard to put into words right now. It's kind of intense. Thanks for letting me share.
Yeah. Beautiful. Thank you. Good to let those images, appear, like just watching as we listen. I like that. I so love inquiries, listening, watching.
I went into the past again. I know I spoke about it a little earlier, but I went into the past and I realized that, I think there's something wrong with my body in this moment, and it's the worst in this moment, but I think I go into the past and I count through all the images I see of the various me's. And I have always thought there's something wrong with my body in each moment of since I was a teenager. I don't know that it was younger than that, but so yeah, that's what popped up for me.
Yeah. Powerful. Isn't that powerful to see the body's changed, but I still thought the same thought?
Yeah, the exact same thought. Exact same thought. It's just more now I can just be like, well, now I have physical proof, like external proof, but even that doesn't really I could always find it in the past too. So
yeah. Okay. Just noticing how stressful the thought is. There's something wrong with that. can be frightening, just frustrating. Hear a lot of fear. All right. Who would you be without the thought there's something wrong with that? If you weren't able to think that, and look at the same picture. It's like your proof. There's something wrong. Not able to think it. Not in denial. It's not about pretending it isn't what it is, but just really sit with it, looking at that. Who would you be without the thought? And just see how it feels. Just notice what the energy is like between you and what you're looking at without the belief. Okay, so let's hear. Let's go backwards, start with Jess. Okay, if you weren't able to think there's something wrong.
I would be relaxed with him when I'm planning meals for him, when he's making dinner, when he's snacking, when he eats my really expensive organic chocolate chips. Still don't want him to do it. But, it's not like, it's not fear based. It's like, dude, you owe me $30. Like, different story altogether. Relaxed, open with him, easy, curious. And the word I put was possible. Like, there's such a feeling of trapped when I believe it. He's trapped, I'm trapped, we're trapped.
Mm.
So this possibility, maybe, and as I say that, I think maybe it's just all okay. It sounds funny when I say it out loud, but that possibility is.
Yeah.
We just went on a bike ride. I just got back and I didn't think about his weight. And it was wonderful just looking at that 2 hours of chatting, laughing, nothing, quietness, whatever. I'm imagining it would be like that more often.
So sweet. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm. Mm.
Thanks. Yeah. Heidi, how about you?
I have a really hard time with this one because, I said, oh, I'd be sad for these people that don't realize, like what he's, pulling the wool over their eyes.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't stay with that sadness because it just got me angry.
Mm. Mm.
And then I felt like if I'm sad instead of angry, then it took me back to the Holocaust. When people just, blindly believed in Hitler.
Mm-hmm.
So I couldn't go there, that, oh, I should just feel sad kind of thing.
Mhm.
So I couldn't really stay with not believing the thought.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't know if this helps, but I mean, sometimes it's noticing a lot of fiery passion about something that's what's there. Like I care about this, and I don't know. It might be different than with the thought. So, um, unable to do anything, or like just a total. Who knows? I can't remember exactly what you were sharing there, but
About Trump's favorability numbers.
yes, right. The kind of like with the thought can be just appalling and not, can't do anything. Victim feeling of like the whole world is going down. Didn't you say like we're on our way down? Yeah,
Right.
this is the beginning of the end, the total end. Yeah, but it's like and sometimes I find, so without the thought of the whole story of it, might feel heartbroken or kind of passionate about this. Like, that's crazy information, you know. Um, just watching a little bit different than the whole thing with the future, because we don't really know about that part yet. It's like you slice off that part of the story without the story, but the passion's still there.
But the problem with that for me is that I just had this conversation with somebody the other day while I was doing the work with her, that like, I don't know that I would have been, and I don't remember how the Holocaust came up in that conversation, but like I don't know that I would have been a brave person then. So I feel like if I'm not angry, I keep that anger, then I would just be it's just another lemming. Like like you can only be one or the other. I guess maybe what you're suggesting is that there is some room for the middle, but history doesn't prove that, I guess. So, but I understand what you're saying about not having the charge, but still, I feel like you need the charge almost. So,
Well, my sense of it, just from personal experiences, the charge is different. It's quite so hopeless. There's a different charge. Maybe it's a different color. Yeah. But I love that you don't have to not have anything that isn't true, like that you don't want to keep, but like shouldn't be given away. In this work, it's kind of like, who would I be without the thought? I might be more, depending on the situation, I might go and, like, I've had this before. Maybe it was the first time that ever happened. Oh, I would go speak to that person really clearly, whereas, of course, that's a who would I be, but I would just feel differently about there's no right or wrong here. And I'm going to just follow whatever happens next. Anyway, it's playing with it. No right way to do it. Yes, yes, yes. All right, Maggie, how about you? Without the thought.
Noticing, curious, present to my body, and not bypassing. Like I felt like being in the mindset of there's something wrong with me doing this, that I just want to keep going and not listen to, like, I know the thought's there, but I don't want to listen to it, so I just keep going, keep eating that, right? So without the thought, there's no bypass of that thought. So it kind of lets everything just kind of relaxes. And I'm able to actually feel and sense what I'm actually able to feel and sense what my body wants and needs.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Mm. All right, Teresa, how about you?
Thank you, May, for what you said earlier about your childhood, because that kind of bounced me back to my childhood. I was struggling with, okay, where did this something's wrong with my life come from? Like, and so I was bounced back to childhood where there definitely was this unspoken theme, I guess, of there's something wrong with our life. There's something wrong with our family. There's something wrong with us. There's something wrong with our life. And it was just such a sweet light bulb that just came on of, oh, if I didn't have that thought back then I would just have been a child. I would just have been doing what children do. I would just have been happy or sad or making mistakes, or I just would have been what I was supposed to have been, without the judgment of there's something wrong with us. There's some penance we have to pay, or we have to work harder or try harder, or I have to fix it. So yeah, who would I be without the thought? Free. I would be free. I would just be happy and peaceful and settled and be me.
Yeah. Thank you. All right, May, how about you? Without the thought.
Yeah, without the thought that there's something wrong that I haven't heard from Connor yet. I noticed that I feel more connected to him, and I feel more loving, and I feel more able to love myself and take care of myself. Um, and there was a moment where I was on a call with my coach today, and she was like, "Okay, so you said you wouldn't contact him for 5 days. It's been 4." She's like, "Well, what if you just texted him and said, I miss you and I love you?" And in that moment, I was like, "No, no, no." I was like, "You don't, like, I can't. I cannot." And so without that thought that there's something wrong, I would at least be open to her saying that. I don't know that I would reach out to him.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
maybe with the thought that there's nothing wrong, maybe I would reach out to him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's so sweet. Oh, that's great. Yeah, thanks. All right, and Dee, how about you?
So without the thought that there's something wrong with going to work, I noticed that I'm kind of enjoying the work part. Actually, what I had to do today was enjoyable, and I just noticed that I care about my other tenants, and I want to respect their needs. And if they bring them, I'm open for them to bring it up to me. Like, I'm open for them to say, I don't know what they would, say, but maybe they have an idea if it's bothering them. So there's like a calmness, and the virus isn't everywhere without the thought. It's like, it's not like the whole world and everything in the air you know, it's not virus with, you know, with the thought, you know, it's everywhere and
Mm-hmm.
danger, danger. And without it, I don't see it.
I love that series. Without the thought, they can think, they can let me know if they think it's wrong, you know, if they get worried. Yeah, I'm out of other people's business, in other words.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I have to add, like, I was working in a suite next door to this one of a tenant, and I was worried specifically that they would know I'm in that next door unit. And then he called me and he said, "Can you meet me in the office?" And I said, "Sure." And he met me. He wanted to pay rent, and he came like right to my face, like there was no social distancing, you know, to hand me the money. You know, he wasn't upset or anything, and you know, he was not practicing any social distancing, so I don't have to worry about that guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. Right. It was revealed that it wasn't that way at all. Okay. So let's turn the thought around. All right. How about just the opposite? Like, either there isn't anything wrong and there's even something right with it. Genuinely find your answers. Like, how could that be true? Yeah. Is there anything interesting about it? Supportive, helpful?
Yes. So for me, not only is there something right with my life, but everything is right with my life. Everything is right. Wow. That's pretty amazing. 100%. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, May.
I just noticed that it gives me another day to do my inquiry. And with the belief, I feel so mentally exhausted that I don't want to do my inquiry. So without the belief, and yeah, the opposite, that there's something right, that's why I wanted space from him in the first place.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about you, Maggie?
Well, I did put there's nothing wrong with me eating the Cheetos and that there's something right in it. Because I got some pleasure in it. Some pleasure in that.
Awesome.
And it was actually kind of fun. I don't know, but some of the work, some of what came up was childhood, and you shouldn't eat too much of that. So other foods, not that food in particular. So I guess there was just like a little bit of fun from like a recall of fun.
Hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Jess, how about you?
What made me laugh when I looked at the turnaround, there's nothing wrong with James's weight, is that he is functioning adequately. Like there's actually,
Yeah.
he's fine. He's just, he's living his life. He's good. He just kicked my ass right in that bike. He was like, whew, way far ahead of me.
Wow.
And was encouraging me to get up the hills and meaning it, like, and I needed it. Like it was, and it came to me too, like he's really solid, he's strong. He's like, I used to worry about, well, everything, and him getting somehow removed from this planet, kidnapped or taken or hurt or taken advantage of. And I say used to, and I'm very aware that that's still a thing, but he's this solid, like you need to think twice, and that is all right with me. That is all right with me, thinking about him going for a bike ride by himself and people going, okay, you go ahead.
Awesome. I love finding that. It's no small thing. It's like, oh, huh. And it kind of could get like, you can go, oh, yes, I could, like worst fears, worst case scenarios, interesting to work on those things, it's revealed there, but like, yeah, benefit.
Yeah.
Strong person.
A big lug.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Yeah. Heidi, how about you? Do you find anything there?
Yeah, I can get very snarky. So, one is that the numbers are right. They're just correct. So, but also that it shows how stupid they are.
You just laugh. Yeah, and it's very clear, right? Because it's
right.
Number. Yeah.
So there's something right with those numbers.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, yeah, and it's very interesting to keep on like pondering that when you have these ones like this that are very, like it seems quite dangerous or whatever's going on there. How can there be something right with it? You never know though. Interesting things appear sometimes. Like, oh, huh. Be making you very aware, alert.
Right. Yeah, and also I also wrote that it also shows how scared they are. That it correctly shows how scared they are. So
yeah. Abby, did you find any example?
Yeah, I mean, as much as I kind of fight this one because I seem to like to blame myself as a familiar pattern. But there's something right with my body. I'm thinking back to after a year of pretty severe restriction. I think there's something right with my body for wanting to eat a little more.
Yeah.
To hold on to a little more.
Mm.
So it's pretty, if I were to look at myself from a bird's eye view, I'd be like, well, duh. But it's a hard one to swallow, but that's one that I keep coming back to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Something finds balance there despite the thinking. Yeah. So we could also say there's something wrong with my thinking about this. It's missing whatever wrong is. I like wrong and right. Right comes from a level building, you know, just that it's balanced. So wrong just meant if it's not true or true, you know, not true, true, not true. Because there my thinking is doing whatever it does, but it might be missing something. Might be a little off. Something wrong with my thinking about that without the blame, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I put all the meaning that I do on it and scare myself about what it means or feel blame or whatever like that. You can see if there's any turnaround to the other for yours. There may not be. It might be just that it's kind of simple because we've got my thinking in there. Yeah, May.
Would mine be there's something wrong that I haven't reached out to my boyfriend yet?
Yeah, yeah,
I gotta sit with that.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, well, maybe because I've wanted to so many times and have stopped myself.
Yes.
And I'm not reaching out to him because I'm in a shitty mood about it. I'm not in a place of peace about it. There's something wrong here. If I was in a good mood, he would have heard from me by now. He should be worried.
I love it. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry, actually just noticing, like, I can't know for sure, it's kind of in his business, but he might be, like, really surprised that I haven't reached out yet.
I love it. It could be just as true, right? Like we're just it all with the one way, the one side of it. Yeah. Yeah. Kind of like that way, whatever, you know, I think with the body sometimes, like there's something wrong with my body, you know, I don't like it. It's not whatever you don't like other people will be thinking and all this. Um well it's just noticing, you know, if I have that energy going this way at it, um could it, you know, be thinking defensively about me or my thoughts? I mean, just noticing it the other way. Doesn't always work depending on your turnaround. But Maze there's another person, you know, involved in Maze. Yeah, maybe all those people like Heidi that you're thinking of, they think you're wrong, you know.
I'm sure they do.
Yeah. Yeah. Very sweet. Thank you, everybody. Yeah.
Thank you.
Lovely to be with you all. All right. Take care.
Bye, everybody.
Thank
Bye,
you.
Thank you.
everybody. Thank you.
Mm.